This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hey guys, how are you? It is Jean Watts. Welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a video on two things: inner work and my new song, High Frequency, because they actually go together. So the video for the inner work, is choosing yourself and the power of choosing yourself. This is something that I have recently learned. This is something that I'm recently going through, and it has been absolutely life-changing. And I have been having epiphanies like you wouldn't believe. So I'm gonna share that. So I'm gonna start with my song, High Frequency. Go check it out. It is available on all streaming platforms. But this song is a song that I wrote with my friend Dalton. And I wrote this song about choosing yourself, coming into your power. And when you choose yourself, it is the most powerful thing you can do, and it completely transforms your life. And it also goes in with self-love and trusting yourself and trusting in God. So I wrote this song. It's an anthem about the realization that I put my love, I put my peace, I put everything into somebody else. And when I love, so personally, when I love very, very hard. Like, I sacrifice myself. That's how much I love somebody. And I'm realizing that you just don't need to do that, and it's not healthy to do that, but that's just like how I would love. I would sacrifice myself, especially when it's like the wrong person. Don't do that. But it's realizing that I put so much love into somebody else, and realizing that love that I was searching for, it was in myself, and all the love that was in the relationship was me, and that person was just mirroring back to me what I was giving them. You know what I mean? And then the realization that, like, oh my gosh, I found me. I found that I love me. I'm choosing myself, choosing to walk away from things that are no longer serving you, that aren't good for you, that aren't giving back to you what you deserve. You know what I mean? And it's an anthem of finding that, and then finding the power and the joy and the magic in choosing yourself. So to get deeper into that, when you choose yourself, all right, so in theory, what I believe, which is the truth, we are God, God is us. We are God experiencing itself, right? We are able to create. We live our lives to create like God and to love like God. It's a blessing, right? Life is a complete blessing. To love is such a blessing. To create is such a blessing. And creating is my everything. So when you choose yourself, you're choosing God, right? If you're in a relationship of any kind and this person isn't loving you the way you know you deserve to be loved, and you're trying your best, but you're scared to leave. Maybe, you have a home with this person, maybe you have kids with this person, maybe you spent a lot of your time with this person, a lot of your prime time with this person, whatever it is, and you're scared to walk away. You are now trapping yourself into something that you don't really need to. Even though it's scary, you don't need to trap yourself in that. And when you choose yourself, which is like, no, I deserve real love and pure love and happiness and peace in my life, and not people who are trying to bring the worst out of me and casting their demons on me and projecting and lying on whatever it is. This is all me personally. It's like you are creating your reality and you are accepting this into your life. And then you're gonna start living in a world with an illusion of what love is, which means that there's a lack of love. That's not real love if it's not feeling like peace and it's like home. So when you choose yourself, that means choosing to walk away, walking into the unknown. And walking into the unknown is so scary. It sucks. It's like, damn, I put so much time into this person, or I have so much of my life wrapped into them. If I walk away, it's almost more painful to walk away from this person than to just stay. We've all been there. But when you walk away, if you choose to walk into the unknown, that means you trust in faith that on the other side of that really dark, 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 creepy forest that you have to go through, on the other side of that is utopia. It's happiness, it's strength, it's peace, it's love, right? And that's what we should always, always, always aim for in life. But when you trust in the unknown, you trust in faith. And if you have faith, that means you trust in God. And if you trust in God, you trust in yourself, and you feel the oneness, right? So for me, I'm not trying to like get super specific on what happened, but it just got to the point where officially my line was crossed. Like I don't do that. There's a certain line. So I am like, okay, this is my boundary. I have to stick with it. If I love myself in any way, I need to take this decision. I need to go through this, just take everything and destroy it. Everything that I was building, everything I imagined, my future, my life, my everything, the future of my kids, literally everything was wrapped up in this like certain picture that I built. And then walking away from that just scraps it all, leaves me with nothing. Scary. And it's sad and it's so hurtful. It's traumatizing, but I'm very close with God and I know what I give and I do know what I deserve. I should have left a long time ago, but like, it finally got to this one thing that like I don't do. And I'm like, okay, I have to do this journey. I have to go on this scary journey, this unknown, this painful, dark night of the soul journey. But I know, because I've been here before, and I did a video on this before, I've been here before where just came crumbling down. I was left with nothing. But it's always an opportunity to rebuild what is right for you, which is the magic of life. One of the magics of life is that you are the creator of your reality. You have to make the space. If things aren't bringing you peace, if things aren't bringing you joy and love in your life, then you need to walk away from it. Or it's just gonna get worse. You're just gonna be sitting in it when you can have whatever you want. Some more personal things that happened for me, like I mentioned this in one of my other videos, but it's crazy. Like I did so much internal work, and now that I stepped away from things and I'm able to connect with God even more than ever, connect with myself more than ever, and taking a step back, clearing my mind, and then looking back at the relationship, how things ended, and how divinely put together the breakup was. Like God and my spirit team, which we all have a spirit team, right? Definitely was guiding me through everything. Like there were certain things that I would think about to do, and certain signs and certain things would start happening, right? And when you get really in tune with yourself, like meditation and just connecting with God and yourself and being self-aware and all those things, you'll start noticing those signs, because there's so many signs. You have to be in touch with them. That hit the fan. I was beside myself. Are you kidding me? Worst pain ever. I felt like my intestines were all my organs were ripped, just twisted. And making the decision to walk away was not only walking away, but the rebuilding was me, which is what inner work is. Inner work is it's not fun. Inner work is painful, it's vulnerable, it's scary, it's humiliating, but on the other side of that is the magic. So it's like anything in life. Nothing worth it comes easy. And the beauty of negative things and hurtful things, those are the things that accelerate you. If you're able to rebuild and grow and find the light, that will elevate you so much faster than stagnancy or just like mediocre, like being mediocre and like comfortable and happy will ever take you. So it's scary, but like that's what we try to teach about the wave. So anyways, intestines, my whole entire body just twisted, and doing the inner work. I'm like, I got to do all this inner work, and this is like the most painful thing absolutely ever, like blindsided out of nowhere. But I trust in God, and I know God always has my back. I know that because I've gone through so much crazy before. So I'm like, okay, I have to trust in this. I have to trust in God. I got to do this inner work. I emotionally, I'm telling you, like this last breakup murdered me. Like it literally emotionally, like I'm saying this very lightly, but it literally emotionally killed the old me in a bad way, but in a fantastic way, because that's the beauty of inner work. There's nothing bad in this world. If you can learn to fight through it and rebuild, connect with God, like you'll be coming out way stronger. So like I am a phoenix. So anyways, I died, and I had to rip out everything inside of me, reevaluate, and piece everything back in one by one. Exactly where I want to put it, intentionally what I want to do with it, what it's going to do, what it's going to give me, and anything else that doesn't align with my vision of my future and what I deserve in life and who I am, I have to let it go. And letting go is so hard. And it's not like you're let go once. It's like you let go, you're fine, something comes up, you have to let go again. Something comes up, you gotta let go again, and just keep doing it, and eventually it will fade away. Because I have gone through so many things that I am very in tune, and because I was in so much pain that I was almost like a point, like I'm like, I gave it to God. I gave it to God. And when you give it to God, and you give it, and you focus on yourself, and you focus on love, like the way I am is when I am ever too low, I don't sit there for too long. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like I was so hurt that I'm like, I'm going to be the best person I can be. I'm going to be the happiest person I can be. I learned so much about this situation that one of the greatest things that I have learned and that I was gifted through this experience is discernment. I am now able to finally see something for really truly as it is, and even myself for truly what it is. And I am so locked in with myself that I can notice things. I don't know. I have the right judgment on things. I don't judge other people, but like the right decisions for yourself. So when you're truly locked in with God and your signs, this is how amazing life is. Like the day I moved out, so painful. Because I did it because I had to. Like if I've had any dignity in myself, I just had to do it, right? So it still hurts. So the day I moved out, hold on. My dog is so weirded out when I talk to the camera. So he's like, who are you talking to, Mom? Play with me. Good job. The day I move out, I mentioned this on another video, but for my personal journey that I hope you can look out for yourself. So again, the day I move out, my manager's like, hey, you got this email from this luxury train ride in Spain that you can go on, and all you gotta do is pay for a flight. And the entire week is free, and it's like you can travel all these places around Spain. And I've always wanted to go to Spain. Especially when I was with my ex, I'd always talk about how I wanted to go to Spain. So it's so crazy that it doesn't have to be Spain. I'm like, hell yeah, I wanna go to that. Like, I need something, get me out of here. Sign. Next thing, same day, one of my friends goes, hey, we're gonna be in Spain, and we're gonna go to Saint Tropez first, around the same exact time. They're like, if you wanna come. I'm like, what are the odds? I'll meet them in Spain. I'm gonna meet them in Saint Tropez, go to this train ride, and then meet with them in Ibiza. The dates worked out perfect. Sign. All of a sudden, the place, like my sister, I stayed with my sister, And then it was the most, and that's the thing, if you're going through a breakup, this is kind of like how to deal with a breakup type of video, but I stayed with my sister. When you're going through anything tough, be around people who love you. My sister and her husband, they let me stay with them, and they made so much space for me emotionally. Like all week, I was just like venting and processing and crying and like just, you know, doing my proper grieving. Like I know how to heal, so like I know the steps to take, but it doesn't hurt any different, you know? And so they were just leaving the space. I did that. And then they just so happened to be leaving for Europe for like a month. And I needed, because the way I am, like if you want to heal from something, feel it. And I've talked about this before, but like if you want to heal from something, feel it. Don't ignore it. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's painful. I know it's excruciating, but you will be fine. And it's just part of life. And I know it's hard to see it in the moment because, I mean, I'm preaching this, and even though it's hard for me, but I still even knew, I'm like, I know God has my back, so I just have to go through this, which sucks because a lot of times you don't deserve it. So my sister's gonna be gone for a month, so I was able to sit in her place and I tortured myself because I was like, I want to get over this ASAP. I need to get back to my life. I am not going to allow anything that's lower vibrational than me to weigh me down. I don't want to do that. And I do know that I have control of it. So I'm like, okay, I got to feel this out. So I sat with it. I didn't try to hide from it whatsoever. It was brutal. And it doesn't help that my ex was like trying to instigate me because that's just like the person that he is. But I sat with it and I felt it. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give myself a certain time. I went on this trip and it was one of the best trips of my life. And if I didn't choose myself, if I decided to stay because it was comfortable, or I stayed because the pain of walking away was just too much, I would never have experienced that trip. And I would have been sitting in the same situation, going around the same cycle over and over again because it's not going to change. And let's all be real with yourselves. If something's not working out the first time, second time, third time, you're going to be crazy to think that it's ever going to work out. So it's like, I have a choice. Do I want to repeat the same cycle where I know what the ending's going to be? Or do I want to step in the unknown where the magic, I don't know what's going to happen. It could be, it's scary, it's painful, but the possibility of all the magic that doesn't exist here is over here. You know what I mean? It's always an illusion. It's an illusion. So I went on this trip, I experienced it. And obviously like I'm still like grieving during this, but I'm definitely seeing some of the magic of the unknown. And then I got this random, like, this is like another crazy, like, I got this on my For You page on my TikTok. I got this random tarot reading, had like no views, and this girl starts talking about exactly like the details. There's no way it's a collective reading that was like anybody can apply to. It was so specific. And then by the end of it, and she said some crazy things that are for me, but at the end of it, she goes, and you'll know this message is for you is if you see angel numbers, which I've been seeing like crazy. You know, I always have, but on a totally different level during the breakup. And angel numbers that I didn't even know were angel numbers. Like lately, I've been seeing 44, like it's comical. Literally as I said that, the time I said 44. This is what, okay. These are just like tiny examples. So crazy. Anyways, and I know that 44 means that you're being guided and you're Gucci from the universe. So it's like, whatever. She's talking about all these things. She's like, you're gonna see angel numbers and you're also gonna find random feathers. And at the time I was like, okay, whatever. A week later, I'm on a rooftop with my girlfriend and we're talking about the breakup. I'm filling her in and everything. Randomly, as we're talking, on again, a rooftop, like 15th floor, I don't know, high up there's nothing above us but a sky. Guess what floats down from nowhere? this feather. Just like floats on down and lands on her lap. And she's like, is that a feather? And I'm like, is that a feather? Like, what? From the sky. She's like, where did that even come from? I'm like, yo, I gotta tell you something. A week ago, this terror, like, that's crazy. The next day, I'm walking blue in the middle of the road, in the middle of the sidewalk, another feather. I actually found a third one, I don't have it. So these are just like small little messages from God. And then I talk about this from another video, and then I'm like trying to find a place. None of the places we're going through, all these things like weren't happening. And then all of a sudden the perfect place shows up. Like I thought about this one thing, whatever. I found the perfect place after I was like, God, why is any of this working out? It's because God was like, oh, no, these aren't for you. This is what's for you. And I've been going on this like magical journey. Then like all this money came in from something I did a long time ago that I forgot about. Like, what I'm trying to say is when you choose yourself, you're choosing God, and you're always being guided. If you pay attention to the signs, you're always getting signs. You're always getting signs. You just have to notice them. And sometimes in the darkest moments of your life are when you are the closest with yourself. Finding the beauty and the power and the magic in life. And a lot of the times it's in the dark. It's in the dark, scary moments. And it goes in my theory of everything's balanced. There's a yin and yang. Where there's dark, there's light. And where there's light, there's dark. So if you are going through something, or if you are in a situation that is not making you the best you, and you know it, and you'll know it. You'll know if this is touching you in some way, you know exactly what that is for you. Choose yourself, because when you choose yourself, you're choosing God, and you will be guided. It's not easy. It's fucking hard. It is really, really hard, and it sucks, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. So worth it. So for me, and I hope this encourages you, because if you're going through something right now, we're doing this together. But I stripped everything down from my life. I walked away from it. I put myself through hell. I did my work. I did my inner work. Not fun. I journaled. Everything. And I'm in the process, like currently right now, I'm in the process of just starting to see the happiness of the next phase. And it's been a minute. Like it took me a minute to like really get here. Like I've been having like little spurts every year now and then. But now I'm finally starting to get on my feet. And it's crazy. The universe is literally like giving me information, giving me signs, providing me things. And it's because I trust in God and my spirit guides, the universe, whatever you want to say. I trust them, so they are providing me what I need, and we're working together. And we all have that. We all have that, which is so cool. It's so fun. Like, I love the spiritual realm. It's beautiful. There's magic all around us. It's awesome. So I will be a crazy lady on my inner work videos, preaching about it. But again, I know a lot of people are going through some right now, especially what's going on with planets and the world that we live in, and we are approaching a new world. And like, you're never alone. You're never alone. Ever, 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 ever. Even if it seems dark and lonely, choosing yourself is the best thing that you will ever do for yourself. Loving yourself. Like I've never, and I've said this before too, I've always had a hard time having self-love. And it was from my trauma and things like that and whatever it was. And me choosing myself, knowing that I could have chosen a completely different path, and I could have, I don't know, just not have done, because I chose to do something that was so scary and so brave, because I choose myself, because I love myself, has brought me to so much more, like I bonded with myself more than I ever have before. Like I'm stronger with myself. Like I now realize that I love myself so much more than I thought I loved myself, and because I am now so in love with myself. I will never accept anybody that won't add to that. And because I love myself, I'm able to give so much more love to other people and give myself right to the right people. And I'm able to protect my energy now. Like I used to never be able to protect my energy. Crazy people love me. They love me. And energy vampires love me. So I would just give like so much that I was just draining myself. Like literally just draining myself. And then like people's negative energy can affect you. And so, and because I'm an empath and because I absorb things and because I'm a healer, I definitely feel people's, it literally sucks the life out of me. And even though I still always want to give to people and I always want to love people and I hope to always be there for people, I've now learned how to protect my peace in certain things. Like I will give love, but if I feel like I'm sacrificing myself or what's that one saying that I love? It's like if you have to betray yourself, it's not, what's that saying? Someone comments what it is, but it's something like, if it's right, if you want to know if it's right for you, you won't have to betray yourself. Something like that. Choosing yourself. High frequency is my anthem. Like walking away from the negative energy. I choose myself. I choose God. I choose the high vibrations. I choose love. And when you reach to that certain point, you're able to look back at the situation as not such a like this doom and gloomy thing. Like I'm able to look back at it like it's not even been that long. And because I know how to heal and I did the fucking work dirty and fast, that I'm able to move on. When some people, they don't. They just hook up with other girls and they just need to be energy vampires on other people that, you know, oh God, these poor people, they're not healing. So they're just suppressing it. And again, like my last videos, if you're not doing the inner work and you're suppressing, let's say you have this like pain and this hurt and you're suppressing it and suppressing it and you're suppressing it, it's gonna start festering underneath all this stuff. And it's gonna start rotting a lot of things inside of you and you're not gonna realize it anymore. You're not gonna realize it's that thing, and then you're gonna start ruining relationships and ruining things in life. You're gonna self-sabotage, you're gonna be mean to yourself. It's terrible. Just feel it out, do your inner work, heal, so then you can grow and you won't have this thing rotting underneath you. So I know it's hurtful and it's hard and it's lonely. If you're alone, like, oh, I'm so sorry, like DM me, I know what it feels like. But it's worth it, and you got it, and you're never alone, and you're being so guided. If you are stepping in the right direction of love, you are so guided, and your spirit team is like, hell yeah, like, yes, finally, this person is choosing them. They're finally doing this thing because right on the corner, they're like, we have all this waiting for you, but you have to make the decision to walk through that door. No one can shove you. That's not the point of life. And a lot of times these signs aren't massive. Some of them are really big, but they're very subtle. But yeah, I'm just repeating myself and rambling now. Like my biggest message is there's so much magic to life. You have to see it. And once you see it, and once you like take that veil off of like what this world has doom and gloomy like put on you, you're gonna realize like there's just so much opportunity. There's so much anything. You can have anything that you want in life. You just have to go, you have to match that vibration. You have to like go towards it. And you have to walk away. Like, sorry, I'm rambling. I talk about inner work, right? I understand manifesting. There are certain things, there was such a cap to myself. Like I couldn't reach a certain vibration because I was allowing myself to be in an environment and to be around people that wouldn't allow me to reach a certain point. You know what I mean? So if you want something in life, you have to match that vibration. And your environment, and especially the people that you circle yourself around, whether that's friends, whether that's family, whether that's romantic partners, whether that's work people, whatever it is, whoever you wrap yourself around, what you absorb on the internet, what you like, what you're thinking about other people, if you're judging other people, whatever it is, whatever you're accepting into your energy, it will completely stop you from reaching that certain vibration. So that's the other beauty of when you choose yourself, you're able to then strip away all these things that might be like weighing you down in any way. And then even though it's lonely and it's scary and it's unknown, you got a lot of space now to rebuild and to learn the things that you want to now rebuild with to help you reach to that certain vibration of life. And the other thing, which I will talk about too, is when, let's say another thing, you want to manifest, pray, whatever it is, it's the same thing. You want to have love. You want to have happiness. Let's say you imagine it, right? You pray, you trust in God, you know it's gonna happen, you're trying to match the vibration. All of a sudden, this is what happened with me, and this is what I'm like noticing. I got smacked in the face with something, and I was not seeing it coming, and everything just came crumbling down out of nowhere. And like in my mind, I'm like, oh, I was building this really happy life. I thought all the right things to do the, blah, 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 blah. All the right things to have this happy life that I wanted. And when things fall apart, again, there's nothing ever bad. There are always lessons, or you're being guided. God's like, oh, okay, you want this? Then in order to get there, you have to leave this behind, and that behind, and this behind, and that behind. Okay, so do you really want this, or do you want to stay over here? Because if you really want this, you can't bring this person with you, you can't bring these people with you, you can't bring this stuff with you, you can't bring these old versions of yourself, you can't bring these limiting beliefs, you can't bring this trauma with you anymore. So God is going to strip you down of the things that are not meant for you. And again, it's really scary, it's very uncomfortable, it's vulnerable, it's painful. Go through them. Guess what's waiting on the other side? You are now able to get those things that you want. And so God is actually guiding you. I feel like I'm talking in circles. I love you guys. If you guys are going through it, giving you a lot of props, because it's hard. It's really hard. But you don't be like other people that numb themselves or turn themselves cold. And that's another thing too. Like my nose is getting stuffy, so I just want to add this in there. If you're going through pain, or if you've dealt with pain ever in your life, if someone has done something wrong to you, whatever it is in life, and it's one thing after the next, don't block yourself off from love. Don't. I know it's scary. I know you don't want to be vulnerable anymore. But love is everything. That's God. That's high frequency. You cannot let things that happen in life completely cut you off. Because like most people turn cold, they turn mean. That's why people do hurtful things to one another, because they block themselves off from the best thing that life has to give. And yes, life can be painful, but if you're able to learn from the lessons, there's nothing that's ever bad. They are just lessons. So don't cut yourself off from love. I'm saying that because I'm saying that to myself, like pretty closed off right now, and I don't want to date anytime soon. I really want to lean into this new era of my life of choosing myself, of loving myself. I used to have one of the things I've learned from my last relationship and all of my past relationships, of that I didn't realize how bad my codependency was. Like I had really bad codependency and fear of abandonment and fear of loss. And because God was like, all right, enough, shoved me into something, I was like, oh my, like it was just like an eye opener. It was like walking into bright light. It was like, whoa, I've been in the dark this entire time. I had no idea. But because I know God has my back and I'm being guided and I saw it for the lessons, I was able to be like, oh, like I evaluated myself. Like even though this person did me dirty and like just hurt me, I can easily sit there and be like, oh, you, but In order for me to have control of my life, I have to look at myself. I had codependency. I allowed for this to happen. I caved into this, or I didn't walk away because I'm afraid of this and I'm afraid of that. Like, why am I afraid of this? Whatever it is, that now I'm able, like, I feel like I've really learned and I'm healing from it, that I love this new version of myself. I'm slowly but surely building a peaceful life and the right life. And I'm not rushing into anything. Like, I'm listening to my signs. I'm seeing my signs, and I'm trying to build my intuition even more. And now I can be really who I am. Okay, and this brings us to our sponsor, which is Squarespace. Squarespace is a beautiful and powerful online platform on which you can create your website or domain. I have my own website, and it is right here. And they have a great online tech support that they can always help you out with. It is awesome, and it's so easy. If you are starting a business of any kind, which if you need a platform and a website, so easy. Oh, they already have like templates for your websites. You can choose like the design of your website, and all you gotta do is like drag your pictures, put in your business name, your bio, whatever it is on there. And they can do things like e-commerce. They can do appointments if your business is about booking appointments. Literally anything that you need from a website. If you want to have videos on your website, you can have everything there. So go to squarespace.com for your free trial. And once you're ready, go to squarespace.com/JeanWatts for 10% off your first domain or website. I'm excited for what I'm about to do because I found my purpose. I know what it is. I know what I'm about to do. All of my clairvoyance are kicking in like no other. Like, I'm about to do some and I'm excited about. And this is for all of us. This is like all of our, if it's happening for me, it can happen for you. Like, again, I love you guys. I'm sorry if you guys are going through this, but know you're being directed. It's actually, if you're going through a spiritual awakening, it's awesome. If your world's crumbling down right now, that means you're rebuilding. So keep going, do your inner work. You are not alone. And it is not bad. You are being completely guided. So try to smile. Try to do things every day that brings a little bit of happiness in. Like, put on a happy playlist. Sit in the sun for a bit. The sun heals. Do something that you love to do. Like, I'm trying to learn things that makes me me. Things that, like, I'm getting back into dance again because I used to dance growing up and I love dance, and I don't want to store, and because of like especially everything that's going on, like I have a lot of stored up energy in my body, and like not only do I want to release it like just working out, but I want to do it because I'm just like an artist freak. I just want to do it in a creative way. So when it's getting my body in touch, like whatever it is that makes you you, whatever, if it's painting or whatever it is, do it. Be around people that love you. And if you are alone, like I'm actually a lone wolf. Like I'm actually alone a lot and I love being alone. But find the sunshine, find the light. The light is always there. And there's waves. You'll be good and you'll be bad, and they'll be good and you'll be bad. Like I'll be like all dandy being like, yeah, just do your inner work. And then I'll be slapped in the face with like sadness. And then a couple hours later, I'll be happy again. Like it's definitely these ways of I'm healing and I'm releasing. So know that it's all normal. Don't let yourself spiral too much. And if you are sad, it's okay to be sad. It's okay to grieve. Just take step by step. You got this. I love you guys. Bye.